Hello and welcome back. This is part 2 of a series exploring the making of the upcoming game You Shall Not Pass. In part 1, I talked about how You Shall Not Pass got started and what it looked like in its first initial form. I recommend taking a look. In the game, you play as Shmandalf the wizard and herd your sheep through lands unknown while fighting off the enemies that prey on them. You manage your farm in between playthroughs, and then you do it all again. But where I left off, this game is not that. At the point we're talking about, around 6 months ago, the game was just a fighting game. One region, one enemy, no home base, get a high score, name your sheep, that's about it. Instead of releasing it at the time, I let scope creep take the reins. At the time, I thought the game was just a little too small to release. Which, side note, no it wasn't. It would have just been a different game for a different audience. If you're watching this and you have a small game, absolutely release it. Please do not let me deter you from releasing a game because I said this was too small. You can do this, you got this, go for it.
Just do it!
In my head, I was thinking, I want more regions, I want more replayability, I want a better way for players to monitor their progress in the game, and that's where the following ideas came from. I'm going to be chatting about these features like I pulled them out of my booty hole. Why did I say it like that? Which, maybe. But I do want to preface by saying I did think about these ideas pretty carefully. I do think they work really well together to create an engaging game. But I'd be lying if I said it wasn't scope creep. Now that I've said that, stage 1, new zones. Obviously, I need more regions, just one is too boring. And if we're making more maps, we need more enemies, we'll want a theme for each different zone. We'll want transitions between the maps and a new tile set. And in the transitions between zones, it would be nice if you could stock up on supplies for the next one. That just means I'll have to reconfigure how the entire marketplace works. I can do that. The original zone. Meadow region. Enemy. Fish-looking, gobbling, baddies eating your sheep. Biome. Meadow. Song. Pastoral orchestra. Let's make it look nicer by putting the fight in a place and giving it a background. New zone. Pastoral snow region. Enemy. Cockatrice. Music. Wintry but non-threatening, I guess. I don't really fucking know what that means. I guess bells and shit? Instead of eating your sheep, the cockatrice will turn you and your flock to stone temporarily. Background. Rolling snow-covered hills. Second new zone. Mountain region. Enemy, stone golem. Music, what is mountain music? Oh my god. I did just watch Princess Mononoke, and that music slapped. So, let's do something kinda like that, but really low budget. Let's give the golem extra health so that the polymorph spell makes a little bit more sense, and it's kind of a new playstyle with an enemy. Background, spooky mountains, of course. Lost region. Lava, obviously, you dummies. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you dummies. Enemy. I want something quick and something small. How about rats? Yeah, good one. Lava rats. Don't think about it too much. Music. EDM dance party. Why not? I know it seems a little out of left field, but there was this game I used to play called Ragdoll Avalanche on addictinggames.com, where the music would change to EDM dance party music if you survived long enough, and oh my god, was it fun to hear the music change. The rats are hard to hit, but it takes 3 of them to take a sheep down. Background, spooky lava volcano biome. Now, at its core, this is a sheep herding game. And there's no farm? That cannot stand. We're making a farm. Stage 2, farm. I love having base building elements in the games that I make. It is my absolute favorite way to let players measure their progress in the game. Just like seeing your home base improve and grow. If we have a farm, there have to be things to do at the farm. Things to work on and things to upgrade. Let's add garden beds to repair so that you can grow crops. But what crops should I be able to grow? Hay grass, obviously, but how about every single crop that comes to mind?
Oh, you're a genius, Jonah, yes!
And what's a farming game without fishing? Let's add some magic fishing. But if we're adding fishing, we should add multiple different kinds kinds of fish with different difficulties. Oh yes, that won't be hard at all. Gardening and fishing don't seem like enough to do at the farm though, so let's add some orchard trees you have to repair and a chicken coop. But where do you get chickens from? You can just polymorph the cockatrice, of course. Oh yeah, we're on a roll. Damn it. If you're a wizard with a farm, you gotta have some farming spells. It can't just be combat spells, so yeah, let's do it. Time warp spell. Instantly mature your crops and grow sheep wool. Harvest spell. Harvests every plant in sight. Rain cloud spell. Water all thirsty crops as soon as they dry out. And a regrowth spell will replant sprouts as soon as you harvest, so you don't have to buy a bunch of seeds and plant them every time. Bam! New spells! New spells! New spells! Let's go! Woohoo! But now combat's looking a little dry. We should add something so that each playthrough's a little different, right? We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Blink twice if you're okay. We're fine. We're gonna do it. Stage 3. Spells and power-ups. To round out the spells in the game, the lasso, the shield, the freeze, and the polymorph spell, we added a few more combat spells, mainly the fireball spell, which circles the player with a fireball, and the gravity spell, which pulls sheep together to make herding them a little easier. Now for replayability in a dungeon crawler game, who does it better than deck building roguelikes? I would just need to add some sort of temporary randomized power-up system to the game that changes every single playthrough, but that should be like so easy. While the game has spells that you can purchase to permanently be stronger, the power-up system buffs those spells and is randomized and collected each time you play through the combat. We could make the freeze spell stronger by potentially damaging frozen enemies. We can make the fireball stronger by increasing the number of fireballs that circle the player, or the speed at which they circle. We can make the player more powerful by increasing their speed, or giving them more projectiles, or protecting them from turning to stone. Those are all power-ups that I added to the game. I added 30 power-ups to the game, and I'm hoping to add more. But now, flashback a few months, I'm looking at maybe approaching a release for this game, and I have no idea how to release a game. Stage 4. Release another game. You know what would be a good idea? Let's release another game during the development of this one to learn how to release a game. We're so smart. So I have never released a game before, and I am going to pull a game that I have worked on in the past and put it on Steam. Let's make it a little bigger. Let's add a little bit of content, fix some bugs, and let's get it out there. So at the time, I got this game, Autumn's Bounty, on Steam. You should check it out. And I learned a bunch of Steamworks pipeline. I learned how to get a build on Steam, how to create a store page, make the assets, how to build Steam achievements, etc., etc., so that I wouldn't release a totally broken game. The first day I released it though, it didn't work on Mac, and oh my god was I stressed. But it is definitely a game worth checking out. It's only $1, it's a 30-minute game, it's a fun, cute experience about saving a potluck and getting your friends together. It leans heavier into the farming, foraging vibes than Ewe Shall Not Pass does. I'm still working on it to learn lessons about game development. The one I'm working on now is localization. How can I get this game and make it a good, robust experience in another country? And I'm using that as my test dummy so that hopefully I can release Ewe Shall Not Pass and it'll work in other countries when it is released. I did release it in the middle of the development of this game. I did it alone, and while I wouldn't do it any differently, I am learning a lot about game development and timing and the industry the hard way, which, let's be honest, is the best way I learn things, so I'm not too mad about it. Stage 5. Present day. Fucking hell, how did I get here? Where am I? When am I? How am I still working on this game? My list of things to add is growing faster than I can finish them. Mini bosses for each region, a potion brewing system, more biomes, merchants to rescue, new collectibles, different sheep to breed, double the number of power-ups, a disco spell that forces enemies to stop and dance. Oh my god. Stop. Oh my goodness. No one has played this game. No one even knows this game exists. I'm developing a game in a vacuum, totally alone. What? It's time to make a Steam page and release this game into the world. It must be done. So that brings us to now. I started the game in February of 2023, and it's slated for an early access release in March of 2024. In part 3, I'll be going over where I am now and what my plans are moving forward for both this project and others, including marketing strategies, new content, and new projects. If you liked this video, please leave a like and comment. It really bolsters my will to live, and happy gaming.